Welcome to Wealth Coffee Chats, folks, for your daily live updates. Get the most out of today's episode by participating in the chat. Make sure you ask some questions, be part of the conversation, have a bit of fun, grab a coffee or a tea, take some notes, and get ready to start your day, folks. Quick few housekeeping rules, though. No spamming, no advertising or self-promotion in the chat. That's not on. Be kind and respectful to everyone when participating. And most of all, have a good time. Real estate investing can be your biggest asset. It also can be your most expensive asset when it comes to getting it right or getting it wrong, folks. It can be time-consuming, stressful, and that's why here at Positive, we have what's called a 6-star team, a full-service team that provides integrated wealth and property investing solutions and services simply designed to help you progress towards your goal of passive income through your property portfolio, folks. Make sure you check out our other podcasts on the Positive Mentor Network. Not only is there Wealth Coffee Chats, there's the Urban Property Investor. Drops every Wednesday with straight talking investing strategies and lessons with Sam Saggers. Property Investor Tales. This is where our clients, you guys, share real life stories from property investing, hosted by some of our advisors and strategists. And that's done every fortnight, dropping every Monday. Wealth, Wine and Wisdom, folks, that debriefs the week that was in the world of finance and property, hosted by yours truly, Jason Witten and Andy Fenton on Fridays. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chats. Marvellous Monday. Hope you're well, folks, wherever you are. If you think it's Get Rich Quick, you're in the wrong place. This is the wrong podcast. This is the wrong live for you. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. Hope you're all awesome and well.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Friday edition of Wealth Coffee Chat, our Finance Friday edition. So the other day, I went into the bank and I asked the teller to check my balance, and she pushed me over. Now, I don't know how many people have been to the bank recently and spoken to a teller and asked them to check their balance. I think most people have access to online banking, and I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there who have checked their balances online and probably have fallen over because of it. So today, I actually wanted to have a quick chat to give everybody some information in regards to land loans and how land loans actually work. But to start with, this week in interest rate cut news or interest rate news, NAB and Westpac have moved their prediction on when rate cuts will actually drop. So over the last couple of weeks, they were on the same page with both CBA and ANZ, and they said that rate cuts, all four banks were saying rate cuts were going to be around February next year, 2025. Morning, Jeff. Thanks for joining us. NAB and Westpac have moved that to either May or June next year. But they're still saying the same amount of rate cuts are going to be happening, which means that it most likely will look like consecutive rate cuts as opposed to the rate cuts actually being spread out over the actual year, in 2025. So it sounds like there may be a little bit more pain in terms of where current interest rates are, but the relief will come a lot. I suppose the relief will come in a bigger chunk than actually being spread out over the actual calendar year. Now, back to a quick overview of what land loans are. Lenders give us the option to borrow to purchase land. This is slightly different from a land and building contract. And for those who've done land and building contracts before, the land and building contract is usually split up in two. So there's the land component and then the building contract. And the banks will look at both contracts at the same time, work out how much they can lend to you so that you can complete the purchase of the land and then start the building straight away. Now, if you found a piece of land but you haven't actually found a builder, then what you're actually looking at is just the loan against the land component only. Now, the mortgages that lenders provide just for land loans are usually the same as your regular mortgages. So you have the option of fixed or variable. You have the option of principal and interest or interest only. Now, some lenders will look at land loans and actually reduce the loan term. So you may get a 20-year or 25-year loan term for the land loan. And some of the lenders won't let you borrow up to 80% on the land loan. Now, that's not to say that they won't go up to 80% once you've found the builder and you've got a building contract. You can go to 80% off the value of both the land and the building. Now, other lenders actually load the rate on the land loan. What you have to keep in mind is that when you purchase the land, the interest cannot actually be deducted from your taxes. Now, double check this with your accountants, because I've had a few clients in the past, and even during the construction phase, the interest on the land loan is not a deductible interest. So those are the factors you need to think about when you're mapping out the cash flow when acquiring land. Now, we have a range of lenders who will only lend to the land, only lend to purchase the land when you've given them a time frame on when you're actually going to build. And the time frame usually is between 12 to 24 months. As long as you build within that period, then they will be able to proceed with the land loan. Now, what happens if you don't? If you don't build within that time frame, then you're breaching the mortgage contract, and the banks can recall the mortgage, or you're required to go and refinance the loan before the end of the term. There are other lenders out there where they will actually assist you in purchasing land for you to hold. And these scenarios are called land banking. So you know that an area is going to progress, and you want to purchase just the land, not do any sort of development on it, knowing that the value of the land is going to increase in the next 5 to 10 years, and then you're going to use that to sell the piece of land. Keep in mind that when you do that, you have to understand how to do that and what the best structure to do that in. Because it may not be the best, depending on how much the value of the land increase. If you have it under your personal name, it may not be the best structure, because there is a huge amount of capital gains that you'd have to pay, and you have no control of how those capital gains can be paid out and how it can be distributed. So those are some factors to think about when you look at land banking, whether you purchase under a company or a trust, so that you can actually control the taxes. So you can control the taxes. On a final note, those listeners who are self-employed, you only actually have a couple of weeks left to be able to use your 2023 income documents. So if you have had a great 2023 and you want to use that income to maximize how much you can borrow, then I would get onto it straight away and have a talk to your broker and work out how much you can borrow before the calendar year ticks over. Because once come January 1, most of the lenders are going to now ask for 2024s. there is only going to be one or two lenders that we're going to be able to look at just 23, which means that the options of lenders that you have to borrow money from is going to greatly reduce as soon as the new year ticks over. Now, what that also means is that if you haven't done your 2024 yet, now is a great time to get them all sorted so that any opportunities in the new year, you will be ready for. Now, again, I've said this before, but with your 2024s, they need to be completed, means they're ready to lodge to the ATO, but your accountants don't have to lodge them. Now, the great thing about that is that obviously it can prepare you for the tax that you would have paid. Now, most of us would have had some sort of structure around having the money to be able to pay the taxes. If not, we can have a conversation in regards to that in the coming weeks. But having your financials and your tax returns completed does not mean it actually has to be lodged with the ATO and getting your notice of assessment. We have lenders who are more than happy just to use a letter from the accountant saying these are finalized, and they will be lodged when they will be lodged. And obviously the last lodgement date is in May 2025. So having them completed means that you are now in a position to be able to make decisions on any opportunities that come up. You're also in a position to be able to look at your equity and see if your 2024 income is strong enough for you to release some equity and then start road mapping out some financial strategies in terms of creating wealth. So that's all I have for today. I wish everybody a wonderful Friday and have an amazing weekend. And I will catch you all next week. Have a wonderful weekend, guys.
Episode of Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a thing when we go live. Improve your portfolio and investing game, folks, with Wealth Coffee Chats live every morning at 8:10 each weekday. Make sure you join us. Previous episodes are also available wherever you get your podcasts, folks, as well as our other podcasts from the Six Star team here at